Well, good morning. How's everyone feeling? A little tired, that's normal. Hey, it's great to see all of you, and I'm so happy that you've all come here to help us close out the 30th annual T-Cubed International Conference. We hope that you're feeling re-energized to return to your schools, more committed than ever to set your students up for success in the classroom today, in college tomorrow, and in world-changing careers in the future. On behalf of Texas Instruments, I want to thank the speakers, the session leaders, and of course, all of the attendees for making this conference a success. As I watched the slideshow, looking at some of the highlights over the week, I can't help but think that this was one of our best T-Cube conferences ever. And so, because of that, I'm gonna get outside my comfort zone here a little bit, and I'm gonna try taking a selfie, because if this is the best ever. Yeah, I hear people laughing, but if there's I got some social media lessons over the last few days from some of you teachers, one of them, Travis Bolden. This is me taking some of your lessons here. All right, I need you all to smile. Say T-Cube. Okay, all right, thank you. I hope that came out. Hey, look. Now, on a more serious note, this morning you are in for a real treat. And yes, that is a subtle reference to Girl Scout cookies. But before we get to that, a quick reminder that we will be giving away 3 of our new TI Innovator Rovers at the end of the closing session. Oh, great. And you have to be present to win. So I encourage you to stick around for a chance to win one of these amazing new tools to bring back to your classrooms. Now, it is my honor to introduce our closing speaker today, Jennifer Bartkowski, CEO of Girl Scouts of Northeast Texas. For more than a year now, I've had the privilege of getting to know Jennifer through our work together in the community. And Jennifer has even taught me a thing or two about my favorite Girl Scout cookies. I don't think she knows I'm going to say this, but when I first met Jennifer, I was so excited to tell her how much I loved mimosas. I did. But without even blinking an eye, Jennifer replied by saying, "Yes, Peter, Samoas are one of our top-selling cookies." You'll love Jennifer. She is so professional and genuine, and she has a powerful message to share with you today. And yes, aside from being a cookie expert, Jennifer is also an inspirational leader and powerful STEM education champion in North Texas and with Girl Scout leaders across the US. Jennifer and her team are working tirelessly to ensure that all girls have the opportunity to become the next generation of scientists, engineers, innovators, and leaders. And they're doing this as a way they need to change the way girls identify and engage with math and science. And just like those of you in the room, what Jennifer and the Girl Scouts are doing to support STEM education is critically important. We can't let girls, or any students for that matter, back away from math and science. And it is my hope that after hearing Jennifer, you'll have a better understanding of how the work you are doing in your classrooms is also inspiring a strong STEM education movement in your community. So now, please join me in welcoming Jennifer Bartkowski.
Good morning. I am so thrilled to be here. My name is Jennifer Bartkowski, and I am the very proud CEO of Girl Scouts of Northeast Texas. I have been a Girl Scout nearly all my life. My mother was my leader, her mother was her leader, and I was a Girl Scout through 9th grade. Now, my guess is in this room, there are probably a number of Girl Scouts. Raise your hand if you were ever a Girl Scout or a Girl Scout brownie. Okay, like 80% of you. That's awesome. Well, you are in great company. There are 50 million Girl Scout alumni across the United States. 52% of women in business were Girl Scouts. 58% of women serving in Congress, Girl Scouts. All 3 female secretaries of state, Madeleine Albright, Condoleezza Rice, Hillary Clinton, all Girl Scouts. There are only 6 female governors in the United States, but 5 of them were Girl Scouts. And my favorite is that nearly every woman who's flown in space was a Girl Scout. So you are in good company with a whole pipeline of female leaders who came from the Girl Scout sisterhood. About 9 years ago, my Girl Scout leadership journey came full circle when I became a Girl Scout professional. And 4 years ago, I became the CEO of one of the most progressive Girl Scout councils in the country in Northeast Texas. And I remain committed to making sure that Girl Scouts is the very best organization to help girls thrive in the 21st century. When I think back on my Girl Scout experiences, they were so much more than cookies, camps, and crafts. Admit it, that's what you thought Girl Scouts did. But in fact, I can trace my ability to take risks, to lead projects, and even to stand in front of you today to my nearly 10+ years in my Girl Scout leadership experiences as a young girl. In addition to growing up in Girl Scouting and athletics, I was a pretty good student. I took higher level math and science classes in high school. But my real love was English and political science, and I knew I was good at those subjects because my teacher, Mrs. Anderson, told me so. I went on to Texas A&M University, majored in English and political science. Whoop, there we go. I'm in a friendly audience. Got my master's degree there, but I have often wondered what would have happened if someone had told me that I was good at math, even if I wasn't the only person, or even if I wasn't the best person in the class. I wouldn't change a thing. I love what I do today, but I wonder if a parent or a teacher or an influencer had said to me, you know what, you have some potential here, would that have changed the trajectory of my career? I sort of doubt it. Back then, I didn't have mentors in my life to talk to me about a leadership journey. I also didn't have a real view as to where a STEM career might take me. But I wonder today if girls might be impacted if someone gave them some support. I don't think I'm so different from girls out there today. We get at least some of our confidence and our motivation from those around us. When someone says we're talented or good at something, we listen. And when someone shows us a possible future, we pay attention. And when someone says we're important and we matter, we begin to believe it. And that's what I want to talk about today, how we, and that's a very collective we, can make sure girls know that they matter, and in particular, how we can make sure that they know they matter in a world where the fastest growing jobs are in STEM, where the highest paying jobs are in STEM, and where I think some of the most rewarding future careers are in science, technology, engineering, and math. You all are already doing amazing work in this space. What I hope is, after today and after our conversation this morning, is that you see organizations like Girl Scouts and other community organizations as partners in that work, that we can bring the social and emotional learning skills that our girls need to have a future in STEM. You know, today everyone is talking about empowering women and girls. Courage, confidence, and character are not just part of the Girl Scout mission. Today, they are values that we believe every girl and young woman needs to have. Because our nation's largest untapped resource is girls. And whether that's about developing future leaders or creating the pipeline for the workplace in the future, I think we have the opportunity to change the future for girls together. In the next decade, studies show that U.S. workforce will need 1 million more STEM professionals than it can produce. In fact, 80% of the fastest growing jobs will require a background in science and math. And unfortunately, women are not stepping into those roles as quickly as we need them to. In fact, women now hold just less than 25% of the STEM jobs that are out there, despite holding 50% of all the jobs in the U.S. economy. And that's important not just because the jobs exist and need to be filled. It's important because those jobs are paying 33% more than women are earning in other industries. So if we're talking about opportunity, this is where it's at. You can see here some of the most significant gaps in engineering, computer science, and physics. And very unfortunately, in some of these areas, like computer science, women are represented less today than they were 30 or 40 years ago. So the needle is not moving in the right direction. And for our underrepresented minority girls, they're in even a worse position, making up just less than 1 in 10 employed scientists and engineers. But it's not a story just of gaps and disparity. In fact, what we know is that the time that our girls are in kindergarten through 12th grade is our opportunity. Because there, girls and boys do not differ significantly in their abilities in math and science. They do differ in their interest and confidence in math and science, and that's where you and I can have an impact. Every effort should be made to foster confidence in STEM as early as elementary school, even for career motivation. The elementary school years are when kids are developing their STEM identities as early as 2nd grade, and that's where girls are first introduced to and find interest in STEM. But even if a girl has a great elementary school experience, you and I both know she hits middle school and that interest starts to wane. There are many reasons for this. Research shows that girls in middle school back away from things that are hard. We know there's that issue with girls thinking it's not cool to be smart when they hit middle school, and so much more. But what is concerning is that girls and boys are starting to make at least subconscious decisions about their future career in 8th grade. So we have to be diligent and focus on these types of issues at every grade level. When I think about my own 14-year-old daughter, I want her to have every potential and every opportunity to do what she wants to do. So how do we make sure that girls are ready and excited to take on these lucrative STEM careers in the future? Well, the fact is the answer to that is not an easy one. It isn't just a pipeline issue. In my interactions with colleges and corporations, what I'm hearing is that there are really 3 places we're losing women to STEM. K through 12 is the beginning, and having more girls leaving high school ready to take on higher education and career is critical and very helpful to the process. But I know from talking to my friend Shauna Fletcher, who is Director of Women Engineering at Texas A&M University, that she struggles to keep girls in that degree plan for all 4 or 5 or 6 years, depending on how long they take to get through it. So her whole job is to keep girls engaged, excited, and interested in STEM and engineering program in college. And then when women go on to career, oftentimes the environment does not work to retain them long term. Now, we can't fix it all today, so we are going to focus in on that K through 12 pipeline and giving girls the social and emotional skills that will lead to their future success. That social and emotional learning space is what Girl Scouts does best. We've been in this field for 106 years, and we are experts in girls. It starts with girl potential. With 1.8 million girls across the United States, Girl Scouts is the largest girl-serving organization in our country, and we invest in girls and girl leadership. We are serving the demographics of our country with 250,000 Hispanic girls, 200,000 African American girls, 57,000 Asian girls, and nearly 25% of our girls come from low-income families. So we are serving the girls who need us most. To that, we add the Girl Scout leadership experience. It is the foundation for everything we do. So every girl is getting confidence, comfort-seeking challenge, critical thinking, problem-solving skills, all in a girl-only space, with programs that are girl-led, hands-on, and collaborative learning. And they're learning skills they cannot get anywhere else. To that, we're adding K through 12 progressive STEM programming. And we're doing it with a focus on engineering, computer science, and physics, and in partnership with organizations like universities, nonprofit organizations, school districts, and corporations who are the experts in this space. And finally, we add in that special sauce, those caring adults or mentors, 800,000 active adults who care about the leadership journey our girls are on. This is a formula that no one else has. Girl Scouts has national reach and local impact. And it works. Girl Scouts are more likely to participate in STEM activities, getting access to the STEM experience. And 77% of girls say they are considering a career in technology because of Girl Scouts. At Girl Scouts, we are focused on helping girls develop the important STEM competencies, really social and emotional learning skills that they need to be successful long-term in a leadership position in STEM. As Inc.com said, the problem is not teaching girls to code. It is preparing girls for experiences they'll face as female coders. And so when girls are in Girl Scouting, they're really getting 4 key focus areas. We're building their STEM interest, their STEM confidence, their STEM competence, and STEM value. So let's start with STEM interest. It turns out that girls are interested in science and math. In fact, the Girl Scout Research Institute did a study that showed that 74% of girls in high school have an interest in science and math. So you know what? Let's treat them like they have an interest in science and math, instead of relying on outdated or traditional ways of thinking and expectations around how girls interact with science and math. Let's treat them like they care about it, because they do. We know that girls learn best and they're engaged most in STEM activities when they are learning through three key processes: girl-led, learning by doing, and collaborative learning. This is the foundation for the Girl Scout leadership experience, and when we can also provide these processes in the classroom, it can change the way girls see STEM and change their level of interest in STEM. Allowing girls to lead, to make choices, to solve real-world problems, and to explore solutions gives girls that girl-led approach. Hands-on projects make STEM real, and girls tend to benefit more in a group setting where they can attack a complex problem together. At Girl Scouts this summer, we launched 23 new STEM and outdoor badges that are fun with purpose. Girls now have more to choose from that inspires them, things like engineering, robotics, astronomy, and nature, where they can dive in, dig deep, and take action. Finally, at Girl Scouts, we are using our badge programs, our workshops, our camps, our volunteers, and all of our experiences to make STEM come alive. So imagine you're out at camp and you're going on a ropes course, but really you're learning about physics because we have hands-on curriculum that aligns with that experience on the ropes course. Or perhaps a girl goes to our swimming pool and does underwater robotics. Or she's walking down a nature trail exploring flora and fauna. We can make it come alive for them, aligned with national curriculum and national outcomes. My goal is that after a Girl Scout workshop on a Saturday, doing energy and motion at the archery range, building and flying a drone at camp, or developing an antibiotic from a soil sample, that a girl walks into your classroom, raises her hand and says, "I've done that concept. I'm interested in that STEM program, and I have confidence to raise my hand in your classroom." Our research actually shows that a positive Girl Scout experience has as much impact on a girl's academic success as a positive interaction with a teacher or a good out-of-school time activity. We can supplement your success. Now, as you can see here, STEM interest is not enough. But let me have Shelley share her experience as she observed girls that she served through her Girl Scout Gold Award project in a STEM workshop for younger girls.
I saw that they were collaborating with each other, they were using their teamwork skills, they were taking leadership roles within their group to, explain what their idea was, and they worked together to approach a STEM problem. And I think they were like, their interest for STEM really increased as a result of doing hands-on activities that dealt with STEM.
Next is STEM confidence. Lately I've heard that confidence is a 21st century skill, and I really believe that. In the modern workforce, confidence will be the foundation that will get girls through the hard work, help them in a male-dominated work environment, and face all of the other challenges they are going to see in pursuit of a STEM career. Research is telling us that there is a confidence gap between boys and girls in STEM. Girls often rate their math abilities as much lower than boys do, despite no discernible difference between the two sexes. In a Florida State University study of 4,400 boys and girls, boys rated their math abilities as 27% higher than girls did. In addition to confidence, for that reason, we need girls to have access to that growth mindset, so they have some power over their learning and effort, and so that they can see higher achievement long term. On top of that, girls are facing a lot of media messages that tell them that boys, not girls, are good at science and math. Stereotypes do indeed impact a girl's ability, because in situations where girls are told that boys are better at math, their math scores plummet. So confidence is the #1 thing that Girl Scouts is seeking to build in girls. A girl's self-esteem peaks at the age of 9. So at Girl Scouts, we're packing in all the confidence we can before they hit 9, and after that, we're giving them the coping mechanisms they need to continue to build on that confidence level. What makes Girl Scouts particularly well poised to serve in this space is that everything we do around STEM is packaged in the context of leadership. So our girls are developing that confidence, but also grit and perseverance and resilience and all of the skills that are so critical for a long-term career in STEM. And that's why a girl-only space is so important. Girl Scouts gives girls an all-girl, girl-centric space to get inspired by STEM. Now, I know most of you are in a co-ed environment, and 99% of a girl's life is spent in a co-ed environment. But where we can give girls a safe, all-girl space where they can take risks, ask questions, be curious, and be smart without the interference of the opposite sex, it can make a real difference. The environment really does make a difference, especially as girls reach middle school and decide it isn't cool to be smart and curious. Whether these girls-only experiences are at Girl Scouts or in the academic school day, that deliberate effort to give girls that space is really impactful. So let's listen to Emma tell us about how confidence can be built in the right environment.
I think the importance of having this all-girls sort of environment is that it fosters a sisterhood of where you're working together to raise other girls up and to support each other in whatever you're trying to do. I mean, even when you have boys, that's one situation, but when you have girls and you're all striving together, I think it creates a special bond that you can't get any other way.
Next is STEM competence. Our goal here is to help girls think scientifically about how to solve problems, where we can give girls the skills and space to be curious, to take risks, and to think like a scientist. We're going to see an increase in interest in STEM. So remember, as I said before, it's not competence that's at issue. There is bias, though. So we have to call on girls, we have to assume that they like science and math, and we have to put girls in a position to lead in problem solving. Another issue we face is failure. Researchers report that boys are taught to seek challenges, while girls are often more socialized to focus on achieving perfection. At Girl Scouts, one of our 5 major outcomes is challenge seeking. Challenge seeking or risk can be many things, whether that's solving a hard math problem or getting on a ropes course or going into on the back of a horse and you don't think that you can. There's such power in pushing girls to get outside of their comfort zone, to think about doing something that they're not sure they can be perfect at, to give them the opportunity to try and fail and try again and again. Because if we don't give girls that opportunity to fail and know that they have what it takes to be successful and get back up, then they're not going to risk that failure. We can help girls fail forward, as I like to say, because the very best learning we do is when we fail. I met an astronaut once, and she told me not to oversell STEM as fun. She said STEM was fun. She'd been in space. She loved science and math. She had a couple master's degrees. But she wanted girls to know that STEM was hard, so they would be prepared for hard. She wanted them to walk in and go, yeah, STEM's hard, but I've got hard. I've got this. So we have to double up our efforts in building up girls' competence, their confidence, and their interest in STEM so they can have that long-term success. Finally, we talk about STEM value, and that's about connecting girls to the relevancy and importance of STEM in their everyday. There are a few things that are critical here. First, a lot about engaging girls in STEM is about messaging. The Girl Scout Research Institute published a report called Changing It Up, What Girls Say About Redefining Leadership. And that report said that in general here, girls are not motivated first by money and power. They are motivated by changing the world and that opportunity to change the world. In fact, girls are more likely than boys to want to be leaders because they want to help other people, share their knowledge and skills with others, and change the world for the better. So, we have to be smart about messaging. What are we telling girls about STEM? Do they understand that an engineer or a scientist or someone in technology can change the world in a very similar way to a doctor or a teacher or a police officer can change the world? I know, having interacted with thousands and thousands of girls, that they have a hard time stretching their mind to think that way. You and I both know that at one end of the spectrum, there are engineers finding clean water in Africa. There are people in technology who have completely completely transformed our lives through our smartphones. There are people who are in all kinds of STEM professions that are changing the way we think about the future and artificial reality and all of those things. So we have to connect STEM to the real world. Just 2 weeks ago, I was at the STEM Center of Excellence in Northeast Texas, and we had a group of younger Girl Scouts, K through 5th grade, and we asked them to draw a picture of what they thought an engineer looked like before they started their workshop. And about half of them drew train conductors, because that's what they think an engineer is. And then the older girls always tell me that they think engineers are sitting in windowless cubicles, not talking to anyone else. If that's what our girls think engineers are, they're not going to pursue those professions. So we do have to change the story, make STEM more tangible and more real, and something that they want to be a part of so that they can change the world. Finally, value is created through mentors. Girls can't be what they can't see, so we have to bring girls access to women in STEM. You can do this in the classroom, and my council is doing it through a program called the Girl Scout Leadership Institute, where girls are going out and doing corporate visits and job shadowing. With our STEM programming, we try to have a STEM professional in every program, kindergarten through 12th grade, men and women who are on that leadership journey so that girls can see what that profession looks like. Men are important too. Our research shows that girls who have a strong male role model in their life in STEM are more likely to go on to higher education and career in STEM. So let's hear from Mary, who is pursuing STEM in college because of her experience with Girl Scouts.
For young girls, I think Girl Scouts is important to get them exposed to science and math and technology at such a young age so that they can build a confidence and a knowledge base so that when they get to high school and these big decision points where they have to decide what they want to do with their life and where they want to go to college, that they'll keep STEM in the back of their mind because Girl Scouts did give them such a foundation at a young age.
So our goal is to put the G.I.R.L. in STEM. We want every girl to have the skills to be a go-getter, an innovator, a risk-taker, and a leader. Our go-getters are bold and honest and determined to succeed. In a girl's mind, failure is no reason not to get back up and try again and again and again. An innovator thinks outside the box, and she's always looking for a creative way to take action. A risk-taker is courageous and strong and keen to try new things and embrace the unfamiliar. And a leader is confident, responsible, and committed to changing the world. These are the skills that I believe our girls need in their journey through life, no matter what profession they take on, but certainly in a STEM profession. So now, I'd like to share with you what my Girl Scout Council in Northeast Texas has done to implement some of these ideas that we know about girls and STEM. This summer, Girl Scouts of the USA launched 23 new STEM and outdoor badges, a whole host of 21st century STEM programs for girls. In each of these, girls have the opportunity to discover, connect, and take action in STEM. So for example, only 1 out of 3 environmental engineers are women. So we created the Water Badge for our older girls, Girl Scout ambassadors, and they can learn innovative ways to find, treat, and conserve water. Girls explore the engineering behind dams and water treatment plants and how they help the environment. Just 1 in 3 chemists are women. So we created the Home Scientist Badge for our younger Girl Scout brownies. They're conducting various fun experiments in their homes. They're testing density. They're discovering how carbon dioxide reacts with other compounds. They're looking at static electricity and all kinds of things like that. About 1 in 10 physicists and astronomers are women. And so we have the Sky Badge for our Girl Scout seniors. We have a fantastic partnership with NASA across the country, and 2 of our girls in Northeast Texas went to Goddard Space Center, and they came back and created an astronomy club for 60 Girl Scouts in middle school in Dallas. Fewer than 1 in 5 industrial engineers are women, and so we created the Inventor Badge for Girl Scout brownies. So these girls are going out into the community, they're identifying what key problems are, and then they're developing prototypes that they present to family and friends. Fewer than 1 in 4 computer and information scientists are women. So we've created the Website Designer Badge, as well as a whole host of digital badges where girls really get access to hands-on technology. And just 1 out of 10 electrical or computer hardware engineers or mechanical engineers are women. And so we have a whole host of robotics badges. K through 5 was released this past year, and many of those programs are coming alive at the Texas Instruments Innovation Center at the Girl Scout STEM Center of Excellence in Dallas. This coming fall, 6th through 12th grade badges will be released, and I know there's a huge demand for those. Much of this work is happening in schools and in churches and homes around the country. But we wanted to do something a little extra special in Northeast Texas. We had a camp, a 92-acre space that was built or created in 1927, a pre-World War II era infrastructure camp. And back many years ago, we decided to transform that space into a 21st century STEM Center of Excellence, a living laboratory where girls can explore science, technology, engineering, and math programs, activities, and careers. It was important to us for 3 reasons. First was the proximity. The camp is 20 minutes south of downtown Dallas, within the city of Dallas. It's an urban space. It's an hour's drive from 18,000 of our Girl Scouts in the Dallas area, and it's about a 10-minute drive for about 40,000 low-income, at-risk girls in South Dallas. The proximity and access that our girls have to this space is very unique. The second reason this space was important is because it is an ungroomed outdoor space. This is the first generation of kids to grow up almost entirely indoors. So we have this fantastic safe space where we can take girls and give them access to the environment, nature, and the creativity that's built so uniquely when you're outside. Having this space is unique. Our community is filled with fabulous spaces, the Arboretum, the Zoo, the Perot Museum of Nature and Science, but they're all groomed, and not all girls get access to true nature in the out of doors. But the most important reason this space was important to us was because Texas Instruments came to us back in 2010, 2011. And they said, look, we have a crisis on our hands. In 2020, there will not be enough engineers to fill the workforce pipeline we have expected in 2020. What can you do? You have all the girls. Can you make them become engineers? And we said, well, maybe we can. We had been doing STEM for about 100 years at that time, but we'd been doing it in a way that was just allowing girls to dabble or explore STEM. We hadn't thought really hard about how to make it a progressive pipeline, and TI challenged us to think hard about how we could create a pipeline where girls would go on to education and career. So with a small investment, we created, with TI's help, a K-12 engineering patch so girls could see that progressive progress toward a career in STEM. And that led us to the vision for the STEM Center of Excellence in Northeast Texas. In 2012, we launched a $13 million capital campaign to take this camp from its pre-World War II era infrastructure to a 21st century space. And I am proud to say that today we've raised $14 million, invested in facilities, in technology, and in amenities where girls have a 21st century experience unlike any other. We've spent the last 3 years building this facility, and you can see just a few pictures on here, but if you visit our website, there's so much more. We have our grand opening May 3rd, 2018, but we have been serving girls every weekend and all summer long for several years now, and we're very proud of what they've been able to accomplish. I'd like to show you just a little bit more about the project here in this video.
Right now, girls are underprepared to take the lead in STEM.
We're finding that girls are opting out of hard science, technology, engineering, or math classes. They don't think it's cool, it's too hard. That gap in confidence is what Girl Scouts is poised to correct. Camp Whispering Cedars is a jewel. The foundation of all the programming at this camp is the Girl Scout leadership experience. We want girls to come here and get confidence, comfort-seeking challenge, critical thinking, and problem-solving skills. Today, the camp is being transformed from a pre-World War II era camp to a 21st century modern STEM Center of Excellence. Now, that doesn't mean we give up the traditional elements of Girl Scouting. When you think about archery or ropes course, those are actually STEM elements. Our girls are learning about velocity, they're learning about physics. So our girls are going to have STEM in every single amenity and every single facility at this property.
The STEM Center is so important for young girls. I'm amazed in how much opportunity they're gifting these girls as broadening their horizons.
We develop programming that is girl-led, hands-on, and collaborative learning for girls.
Like in a classroom, studying from a textbook, that's very different from having like hands-on experimentation.
On top of that, we go out into the community and we partner with those who are experts in STEM. So many organizations in our community, and together we're giving girls a really outstanding leadership and STEM experience.
I think Girl Scouts is really teaching girls to not be afraid of pushing their own boundaries and pushing their own limits.
The Girl Scouts camps, they not only gave me an educational base for STEM-related fields, but they also taught me how to be a leader and be confident in my science abilities.
The STEM Center of Excellence is the very best example of 21st century Girl Scouting, and we have an opportunity to change the lives of girls for the future.
Actually, I care.
But what I'm most proud of at the STEM Center of Excellence is our curriculum. Everything is based on the Girl Scout leadership experience. So girls who come to the STEM Center get that confidence, that comfort-seeking challenge, critical thinking, problem-solving skills, all in a girl-only space with that girl-led, hands-on, collaborative learning model. Everything we do is aligned with the STAR exam, aligned with the TEKS, and what we decided was we were experts in girls. We have STEM curriculum, but our expertise is really in how girls learn and lead best. So second, we add in the STEM experts. We've gone out into the community and partnered with universities, school districts, corporations, and nonprofit organizations. They need to serve girls. We have all the girls. So they are willing to come to our camp and deliver their curriculum on top of our curriculum, and it really makes that curriculum come alive for the girls. The third piece, as I mentioned, is that girls can't be what they can't see. So we partner with corporations like Texas Instruments and others who come and bring their STEM professionals to be aligned with the girls so they can see that progressive STEM leadership journey that our friends are on. The space is designed really for three audiences. About 80% of our girls are served by a Girl Scout volunteer, somebody who's a lot like me, an English political science major who is not a STEM professional. And our volunteers told us by what they were doing that they were intimidated by our STEM curriculum. So we've created this space so they can show up, pick up a backpack or a toolkit, an iPad, and have access to digital curriculum that can make STEM come alive for our younger girls. Once our girls hit 5th, 6th grade, they want a more immersive dive, a deeper workshop experience. And so we've created a space that is 21st century that our universities and nonprofit partners can use. The third audience that we've developed this space for is for you, for teachers and school districts. And today, schools are using our space as a field trip location. They hop on a bus 10 minutes down the road and they can have a full day STEM and outdoor experience that is aligned with the STAR exam and aligned with the TEKS. Today, the STEM Center of Excellence in Northeast Texas is a model for 21st century Girl Scouting across the national Girl Scout movement. In fact, I'm very proud to say that we have a major initiative to get 2.5 million girls into a progressive STEM pipeline by 2025. Nationally, there's a strategic effort to build additional STEM centers of excellence across the country, built on the model we've designed in Northeast Texas. We are very proud to be ground zero for the explosion of putting social and emotional learning skills in STEM in Girl Scouts. Finally, we've piloted a new program up in Dallas called the Girl Scout Academy. 2 years ago, Solar Prep Elementary School, an all-girl K through 3, currently ultimately K through 8 elementary school for STEAM in Dallas Independent School District, launched in August 2016. The principal knew that she had academics under control, but she wanted every girl to have a social and emotional learning foundation that would propel her toward a career in STEM. So she called Girl Scouts, and she said, I don't want a Girl Scout troop at my school. I want every girl to be a Girl Scout. And so we designed a new program where teachers in the school get state-certified, board-level training to be certified in the Girl Scout leadership experience. They're delivering that leadership experience aligned in the academic classroom. They're doing troop meetings every 2 weeks during specials. They use the STEM Center of Excellence as a field trip location and teacher training facility. And last year, their kids sold 20,000 boxes of Girl Scout cookies, meaning that they had enough money to make sure every girl in the school had a uniform. That's a big deal in a school that is primarily low-income, at-risk girls, and it has changed the way they're teaching STEM to those girls. We've expanded that program in Dallas, and in 3 weeks, I'm presenting it to the national movement, so you'll see more Girl Scout Academy schools across the country in the future. So what can you do? Well, there's a couple things that you can do. First, partner with your local Girl Scout Council. There are Girl Scout councils across the country in every zip code, and we are set up to support your STEM experiences in the classroom. Second, think about how you integrate social and emotional learning skills in the academic school day. Consider confidence, STEM competency, STEM interest, and STEM value. Third, think about some of the resources that Girl Scouts of the USA offers that you might have dismissed to this point. There's a great blog called Raising Awesome Girls that talks about how to talk to girls about key issues in the community, including STEM. And then I challenge you to see your girls as go-getters, innovators, risk-takers, and leaders. Another resource that's available that's brand new is through a very new National Education Association partnership with Girl Scouts of the USA. You may have received an email about this back in January, but through the collaboration, GSUSA is offering NEA members with easy-to-access education resources and volunteer opportunities with local Girl Scout councils, and I hope you'll take advantage of those as well. You can see that at girlscouts.org/NEA. Together, I think we can create a space where girls have opportunity and potential in STEM and where we can close that workforce gap in the future. At Girl Scouts, we often say that STEM leaders start here, because they do. But we don't do it alone. We need the partnership with teachers and the partnerships with our communities to make this a reality. So thank you. I look forward to working with each of you to build girls of courage, confidence, and character who make the world a better place. Thank you so much, and I hope you have a great rest of your conference.
Well, on your behalf, I want to thank you, Jennifer, for your very inspiring talk this morning. My name is Kevin Spry. As the manager of TQ Professional Development, I appreciate that Jennifer this morning has shared with us the vital work that she's doing with the girls in STEM. What an inspiration to hear the stories of young women and the bright futures ahead. And for all of us, it's a nice reminder that the work that what you do every day is critically important to our future. Not only you as educators, you're helping today's students to learn. You're laying their foundation for rewarding careers. A strong math or science education provides the basis for change. And with your help, your encouragement, your commitment, students can make a positive change in the world. And for over 30 years, the T-Cubed International Conference has been built upon the foundation of professional development by teachers for teachers. Over 20 years ago, as a math and economics teacher, I began participating in this community, and the organization really has been fundamental in my growth as a lifelong learner. So I challenge each and every one of you to continue the journey of learning with us. A reminder that after you're leaving here, you can continue to access the materials from the conference through either the T3IC app or the TI website. The app also allows you to provide valuable feedback on the conference and the individual sessions. The website will also provide you a wealth of resources, including free weekly webinars. As well, a note, you can continue to follow us on Twitter through @TI-Calculators, and also follow the hashtag T3Learns as we continue to share and learn together. And now for our grand prize drawing. We've drawn 3 winners who will receive a handheld, a TI Innovator Hub, and a TI Innovator Rover. Ta-da! Yeah, oh, it worked. Good. Oh, yay! Oh! Oh, wow. That's excitement. Congratulations, although I think I don't need to say that. They're already congratulating themselves. We hope you enjoy the latest TI technology. Please come and join us at the front of the stage to claim your prize. Once again, thank you for attending the 2018 T-Cubed International Conference. Safe travel. See you next year in Baltimore, March 8th, 2019. Thank you.